Hi guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. This is a more in-depth trade review from today. I thought today was a very important day. We were down 1%. The markets were clearly ugly, and I wanted to go through step by step, mostly for the members, but I'm going to share this with the general public so everyone can benefit. Again, the goal here, let me see if I can scoot this up just a little bit. The goal here is to help people understand where their trading edge is, keep them from trading, over trading, right? And having to be in this constant frenzy of trying to read price action. And there's nothing wrong with reading price action, it's good. But for newer traders or even intermediate traders, it's kind of hard to do, right? The goal of the zones is to give you key location where you have to make relatively few decisions. There's four primary zones. There's a white zone, there's a yellow zone. Those are the top two zones. There's a green zone. Those are zones we don't trade. They're green because they're not ripe. They're not ready to be traded, right? But the market may pause there. It's important to know, and you can use them as goals, as targets above and below, right? And then there's red zones. Red zones are white zones that got completely blown up and move up or down, and they become strong resistance. Okay, so that's the basic concept. So let's go to the open here, and you'll see when we were doing the market preview. Actually, before we get started, quick note, need to post this up. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to read the entire disclaimer, hit the pause button and you can go through it until your heart's delight. So now that we've done that, we can get rid of it and go into the market. So when we came in, I wanted to show you what we had posted on the Twitter stream because it's really, really important. It's the first thing I posted up from yesterday, and I will go right down to it here really quick and pull that up. And I put, worth noting that yesterday was the first Trump news that the market did not U-turn on intraday. The quicker you catch a change in behavior, the quicker you avoid losses and adjust your expectations. It's not a political observation, it's a behavioral observation. May mean we can press shorts briefly and that we move back to two-sided trading, which is good for us. Let's see if the other pieces fall into place one step at a time. Location is still king, right? Very, very important. There's a little cute picture of myself and my beautiful daughter. The cuteness is mostly with my daughter, obviously, there. So, but I love her. She's hopefully going to be a great little trader one day. So let's put this down here and move over and kind of come into the day. So what you're going to see here is what we were discussing, and you can see I literally drew it out. I said, look, there's a really good potential for us to be able to move lower and specifically down towards 24.44 and even locations lower. I think we closed at 24.29, but what I was trying to point out was that there was plenty of room for rotations lower based on the volume profile. We were covering that in the market preview. Again, you can see me here even before the open, noting that the white zones were key locations. If we failed to hold the 58.39, the 57.71 was the logical location lower. Although we didn't quite hit 57.71, we certainly headed in that direction, right? So let's move over to the opening print. And again, I'm trying to keep this within reason. So again, you see me, this is still in the live market preview, right? And what I was showing is I was expecting responsive sellers out of 24.66. We obviously never got the sell location there. And then the other point, what you can see here, what I was looking for was a push down into 24.45 and then to get the counter rotation back up. Again, we're stepping through all these things pre-market, right? And then the last thing you'll see me point out here is that if this zone fails, that we have the white zone below. I will show you here in a second. We never got to it. We jumped to the open, but the point was right below there, if I can see it, we had another white zone that was waiting to be traded, right? So pause here for a second and think about it. Before the market even opens, we already know the locations where we want to take risk. We know how much risk we want to take at those locations, right? And we know that unless the market hits our key areas, if you're a scalper or an advanced trader, that's fine. But if you're not, and your goal is to gain consistency and calmness, knowing where you're going to make a decision. Look, the zone doesn't guarantee that you'll make money, right? I'm not a guru. I don't have 100% win rates. Nobody does. I have a very high win rate, right? And I know how to measure my risk, and I know where to look to take on risk. That's my edge, right? So as we move forward, you'll see that we come here to the open, and we open up, and you're going to notice about 15 minutes in here, which I'm going to skip through. Okay, I want to pause right here on this 15 minutes. First of all, Notice that tick opened very heavily negative. The first thing that we're looking for on the open is, do we get gap fill? Do we get half gap? Is NQ leading or not leading? And are we above the open print or below the open print? As we roll forward, you're going to see about this time I say, look at NQ relative to ES. Now, why is this unusual, right? I want to pause here. Why is this unusual? We're backside testing Wednesday's low. It wasn't that long ago that at a prior day's low, if we could get above it, everybody and their brother was on that thing like a madman, right? We would shoot right for the open gap. NQ's been strong now for 2 or 3 weeks, right? It's pretty much been straight up. This is the first sign that we had that, like, hey, there's some unusual behavior here. The rotation size is small. This gap should have been able to have been filled. When you don't get what you would have expected, you know, to take a pause and go, wait a minute, something's wrong. Now notice, we're not in danger of getting long. We're looking for shorts here, right? So the rollover is not going to cause us pain. So as we move forward here, what you're going to see is, and I'm going to highlight it here in just a second. I guess I missed where I highlighted it, but I had it highlighted, and we covered it before market, right? When we're sitting here, right, up here, I'm already saying, look, this is where I'm taking my risk, 24.50, okay? And what am I looking for out of 24.50? My stop's going to be 2 points behind the back of the zone. My first target is 2 points. And then based on the trader, again, you're either going to take a heavy scale or you're going to take a scale half, move your stop to break even and look for 4 points, and then leave your trailers up to see if you can get a U-turn, right? I didn't like the way the market was trading, and NQ had not made it to its white zone yet either. So I want to move this forward, and I want to show you this. Look right there. We come right in, literally. The low here is 24.4975. 24.50 fills, right? We haven't made it to the white zone yet, which is causing me some concern on NQ, right? And NQ is leading us to the downside. I'm looking for a new low on ES without a new low on NQ. And here you can see we rolled from 24.50 to 24.52 to 24.54.50, right? So that's 2 and 4 points. So if you go through the math in your head, that's roughly $100 and then $200 per contract traded that were potentially available. And eventually I believe 6 points was available. Let's take a quick peek. There we go, 24.56 from 24.50. 6 points was available. That's potentially $300 per contract, right? Depending on how you scale. Several people in the room got 2 and 4 points. I know that for a fact. I did not. I scaled heavily earlier, but that was my trade plan, and I was following my trade plan. Also notice here, NQ is not bouncing, right? When these red areas are unauctioned areas, and they offer a little bit more risk because there's no volume to lean on here, and we're looking for where institutions are going to be there to help us out. And once you get a gap, you're vulnerable to getting this whole area re-auctioned, which is why we were targeting this 24.4273 to 24.4075. Excuse me, 24.4275 to 24.4075. We're in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm going to do my best to keep this through. So watch when we push down. So we're out now, and you can see me here. I'm going to show that because I drew it up on the board. Right, you're going to see a little white line get drawn here. And you can see we're looking at that 50. I guess I lost it. I jumped so quick through here. Let me see if I can go through here and capture it. Maybe not. I guess I have it in here somewhere, but it does not exist right here. I wanted to show y'all because what we did was we're like, hey, we've already done the first. There it is. I can move forward just a drop. There we are. So you can see I'm already drawn. It's like, look, we've rotated up 6 points. This yellow zone was good for the first touch, right? So you can see that I'm communicating this in the room in real time, right? We've already gotten our 6 points. We want to, right? Normally the market doesn't go straight down like it does today. This is a rarity, right? So we're looking for rotation back up, and we're either looking for tick divergence or a big tick push to look for short location. And you can see what we're pointing to. We're looking for our next trade location is 24.4275. And then as you can see, as we push through here, right, we actually held for quite a while. We make one more push back up, and you can see the tick. I want to show you over here on the right. Finally made a 600 push. And from that 600 push, we finally roll over, right? So again, notice that NQ is not lifting even when ES is lifting. It's really critical that you recognize the nature of the relationship between these two, which can be a little tricky because they constantly change and evolve. But even without that, right? So think about it. This is advanced information, right? You're doing live reconnaissance. But we're not trying to make a trade out of it. We're simply trying to understand what the market is trying to do versus, right? So we're just saying, hey, look, on this push up, NQ is not following. We've already taken our trade out of the yellow zone. This is all we're focused on for the majority of traders in the room, right? So I'm gonna move it forward here. You'll see we push back up against Globex low, which is what this blue line is right here. Failed to get back above. We kind of chop around through lunch. We can't really make our decision. We come back into the yellow zone. They try to hold it. Again, remember, there's no second trade out of the yellow zone, right? And all the focus is now at this point is on this white zone, and I'm looking to get long now. This is a little tricky because of the way the zone was structured, and we basically wanted to be, the whole zone was valid from 42.75 all the way back to 39.50. The goal was to take it from the front and have a stop behind that 39.50. You'll see that we came in. I'm going to fast forward, and you'll notice NQ is hitting the white zone now, right? So notice we've come into the white zone, we bounce off, and then we come all the way back. I'm working both NQ and ES to the long side here. You can see we come around, and I want to pause this for a second here. Recognize we've been at the zone now for 30 minutes. They're really shaking this tree. They're having a hard time pushing through. And that is normal. Okay, let me tell you why that's normal. Institutions are here defending. Retail traders are pressing against, and there are guys with vested interest in holding this market up right here in both NQ and ES, which is why it holds for as long as it does. Now I got to tell you, I made a decision here. I scaled when we first got our first 2-point rotation out of here, but my goal was to catch the U-turn for the push back up. It's very rare in ES to close on the low of the day. I do not trade ES to grab a close at the low of the day. It's just a very, very rare event, and I don't try to make that happen, right? Majority of the time, what you'll see in ES is that it makes U-turns, and what I was shooting for was 10 up off this 24.42. So I was shooting for this 24.48 to 24.52, 8 to 10 up. And I'll tell you right now, it did not happen. But what the market did do is give me repeated opportunities to work this zone. So what you're going to see here is we're going to pop up here in a second. So here's 42.75. There's 44.75. There's my first 2 points out of the zone, right? You're going to notice it comes back in, and I'm still working it. I'm back working this trade back at the back of the zone. And then again, I'm targeting again 2 points up, because what I'm trying to do, I'm working both the white zone in NQ, and I'm working the white zone here. I'm trying to pull my cost basis back. It's a more of an advanced trading strategy. You've already achieved, most of the people in the room have already achieved their goal of getting 2 points, moving their stop to break even, stopped. I'm trying to catch the U-turn here, which is added risk on a day like today. And I want to tell you the price that I paid here at the end of the day. So you see we lifted one more time. I'm scaling everything I acquired at the back of the zone back up on this push to 44. Why? Because I have 2 to 3 points on the trade. And again, I'm trying to lower my cost basis of my core position. Same thing in NQ. Finally, we pop up. We should pop here in a second. Maybe I missed the pop. The pop was earlier. There's the next pop. Again, I'm working every time that we dip to the back of this because I'm trying to catch this U-turn. We're down almost 30 points here. It's very, very rare. I can't emphasize how important it is to be prepared to take the long trade when you're in the hole. So I want to mention a couple of things to the members in the room specifically, right? I am trying to trap shorts down here and capture the push to the upside. I've decided to forego. I could have just taken my 2 points and gotten out of this trade, and most of you guys did do that. Now, I want to be clear. I gave back half my profits when this zone bust blew up, okay? That was a risk I was willing to take, right? Because if I could have caught this U-turn in both of these and pushed back up towards the 50-60, back towards the mid of the day, I'd have a monster day. It just didn't work out, right? I want to point out one other thing. See the 24.35 and 3/4 to 24.32 and 3/4? The great thing about this is we know that's a place where the market may pause. It may even counter trade out of there, but it's not a trade location for us because it's a weak zone. There's very little help there from institutional traders. We're not trading there. And I want to show you why that's important. Because you see as we push through, right? So we make one more break. We make one more attempt at pushing back up. We finally flush right over here. Okay, I want to show you something. Because this green zone, right, I'm not taking risk here, and I want to show you why that's important. First of all, you see NQ getting blown up over here to the right, and finally there's a tap in, and you'll see how they're holding it up. That's 15 minutes in the zone, and see how they try to get the counter, but it never achieves a 2-point counter rotation back up towards the 2440, right? And you can see also they're trying to hold NQ, but this thing's about to get slaughtered here. This is the end of the day, and we're pushing down again. I don't think anyone took the trade out of the green zone. You shouldn't have. It's green for a reason, right? And you can see here where it never got back above, and we are making a beeline, which I imagine sometime tonight we will come back over. I wanted to show that for just a second. I'll get back to it, but hold on, go back just a little bit more. What you will see here, there we are, is that we should make a tag at least into this 2425 to 2423. And then importantly, tomorrow there's a ton of green down here. Just past 2410 is my only location I have on that chart besides the white zone. And we had to see just where we open tomorrow. It was a very ugly day. NQ looks just as ugly. However, I don't believe in shorting in the hole, so I'm going to need a bounce to let them pay me some money. I want to show one more thing here on the dome. Had it here. Let's see if I can find it again. There it is. There we are. Okay. If you'll look, see how we had, I was highlighting this in the room at the end of the day. See how we had 56,000 contracts? I want to show you the dome. Make sure I'm in demo. I am in demo, not exposing any account numbers. So, see how, okay, prior to this, the volume point of control for today was right here. This took 34,000 contracts here at 24.52 and a quarter. All this volume right here, 100% of the 74,000 contracts, 52 of those took place right on the close. Another 24,000 took place right after the close. And you'll see they closed it there. If you remember from a couple of days ago, if you watched the dome, you'll remember, I think it was last week, we kept getting large prints on the close. Whoever that seller is back, and he's printing heavily on the close. This is important because it created a constant sell pressure at the end of the day, and I will be leery of trying to take positions into the end of the day against that guy until I'm certain that he's gone. That's scary when someone prints in a matter of a minute or two, almost double the volume of the entire day in one or 2 minute period. It's not my taste, and it's even more reason I generally don't trade in the last hour. And it's an even stronger reason not to be trading in the last hour. It's just, really the best I can describe. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents. My name is Simon. I'm a Trade and Perform coaching. Anyone who'd like to come visit our room, our focus is to bring traders from boom and bust cycles and losing trades to being consistently profitable, right? It's not a 100% win rate. I'm not a guru, right? Our win rate fluctuates anywhere from low 70s to high 80s depending on the market cycle that we're in. Today we were 100% for the zones. Yesterday we were 100%, but it's not always that way. But I am good at bringing traders from being boom bust or losing traders first back to break even and then to consistent profitability if they can follow the discipline and structure that the zones require, meaning you wait till the trade gets there. You're not frantically trading through the course of the day, and your goal is to run your business. You're trading as a business so that you can make the money you've worked so hard and you've dreamt about. All of us dream about making lots of money in trading. Some of us make it happen. Some of us are just obsessed with clicking the button and pulling our hair out of our head instead of focusing on what really matters, which is if you build profits, building profits allows you to increase trade size and wait and have the patience to take those trades at high locations and then watching those trades stack up in profit. The trades don't always work. Sometimes I take more advanced trades. I've been doing this for 20 years. Sometimes I don't take more advanced trades. Sometimes I just take the 2 points and I run away from it, right? I'm done. I'm very happy with making the money. But generally, we do very well in the room on a day in, day out basis. It's an open book. You're welcome to come in, check out what we're doing. The charts are posted in the evening, market preview, and we charge $95 a month for that, for the live mentor room, the ES, NQ charts plus CL, ZB. There's one more. Oh, and Euro. Anyways, my name is Simon. Y'all have a great night, guys. Number 1 rule, don't blow up. Number 2 rule, don't draw down significantly. If you're not making money consistently, worse if you're losing money consistently, stop, figure out what's going on. You should be able to make money on a consistent basis. Maybe not every trade, but on a consistent basis. That's my 2 cents. Have a great night, guys. I will see everyone in the room in the morning. And remember, anyone can learn how to trade.